was at the same time while I was doing using my Muse to meditate, the head thing, and then I was listening to the frequency of 432 and 528 something. I found one that has, they said they have combined 9 frequencies, so I use that. And when I meditate, I hear a lot of birds.
Yeah.
And it was on this side, you know, I feel that something is pressing on this side, on my right side of my head.
Right-minded thinking.
Right-minded thinking. So is it the creative one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I need that.
Activated it. Did you feel tingling?
No, it was like something pressing on it very hard.
Pressing?
Yeah, I was going like, am I growing something up here?
But it's amazing how your body responds to the vibration of that frequency. You immediately went into tune with that frequency.
Yeah, and I have Muse to prove it, right? That I'm you know, at least I'm in a calm state or meditative state of mind. So it was amazing.
Right. Congratulations. That is your abundance frequency, and that's your love frequency. 432 is your healing and abundance. 528 is your unconditional love.
So what? I don't have it, so I need to cultivate it?
No, you're happy. It downloads.
Wow. Okay.
That's why you hear all the birds on your Muse, because you received it.
Oh, okay.
You asked the question, what would happen if I combine these 2 frequencies while I'm using Muse?
Yeah, I was kind of like in a what do you call it? In a curious state of mind. I was saying, let's try it out. When, you know, people are saying there's so much difference and blah blah blah. Okay, I'm going to use my Muse and see what's going on.
Did you have to do any breathing, or did you just focus, or just nothing?
No, I just plug into the music, and then at the same time I wear the Muse, and then I can keep hearing birds. I was going like, oh, amazing.
So, you didn't have to you didn't have to do the breathing. You didn't have to. That's amazing. That is incredible.
Yeah. And usually I need to focus, but this time, no, I just relax and sit, and then there I can hear all the birds. I was going like, oh, okay, it's good.
Isn't that fun? So it proves the theory.
Yes.
You proved it to yourself that this actually has an effect on not only myself, but everything around me.
Okay.
That's great. Any other testimonies, by the ways?
Anybody else?
Anybody else? If not, we will get in our lesson. Our lesson is very simple today. And we left the affirmation blank. Did you notice that?
What page?
On 263.
Oh. Okay.
Questions to ponder.
Yeah.
We left it blank for a reason. Anybody know why?
We're supposed to fill in the blanks?
Yes. Questions. So it would be robbery for me to do it for you. When it's questions to ponder. And I'm going to be honest, I struggle with this one. I struggle because I want you all, from all the teachings, to ask your own questions. So every time you ask the question from the place of, where am I standing right now? Where am I currently at right now? What is my thinking and emotion and my feelings right now? Does that make sense? And once you understand to put yourself in the now you can go from a place of neutrality. Now you can go from a place of satisfaction. Now you can go from a place of creativity. imagination. You're tapped in, turned in, and tapped in, turned on. You're in the flow. Kind of like when you tested the theory of the frequencies. You pondered the question, what will happen if I put these two frequencies together? And then you went one step further. Hey, 432 plus 528. Now that gives me a 900 frequency. So now let me play with the 900 frequency and see what this thing does. And then you get a result. And then you learn quickly, wow, if I can just even think of this frequency, if I can even just question this frequency in this now, right now, I can get those birds without putting the machine on and without plugging into the ears, because now I've heard it. Now my body is attuned to it. Mm-hmm. I've asked the question and now the question is answered. This is what happened to your body. It feels like pressing on your head, but it's not a painful pressing. It's more of a, okay, we're being activated now because now you're stimulating this part of your brain. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right-minded thinking. Make sense? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So at that moment, you could say, what could add to your substance at that moment? What could add to Lily's substance? What could add to Anson's substance? What could add to Melissa's substance? Oh, big questions. And only you can answer that question, because it's you who create the substance. That's why it is said now faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So once you understand the now faith part of it, now you can add the substance. But now the substance is out of truth. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. How did it make you feel?
Very well. It's good, beautiful, and holy.
Right. Right. Exactly. And out of that curiosity, there was no sadness. There was no anger. There was no disappointment. There was nothing. Mm-hmm. You went into it with curiosity, but with that curiosity, no real expectations. So it didn't really add value to you. It didn't really make you feel any other way other than, okay, hey, that's interesting that this would do this and make me feel the pressure on my mind. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
3, if these things were taken from you, how would it affect you? Probably not at all.
Right now, no, not much, but I think this is the point of connection that we have been looking for, actually.
Right.
So now, without knowingly, I kind of like stumble on it, and it's proven scientifically. So I think it's good for me.
Right. And here's the good thing about it. You can weigh the spirituality with the science and then come to the truth that they're one and the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They just say it in a different language. Only difference is science has a hard time trying to measure what you're creating, what you're manifesting, what you're desiring. They have a hard time measuring your emotions. They have a hard time measuring your thoughts. They have a hard time understanding how you can go within and then create without. Mm-hmm. And get everything that you're desiring, the millions or billions of dollars or trillions of dollars or thousands of purses or shoes or whatever, mm-hmm. or the big houses, cars, and those type of things. Mm-hmm. And once you bring those things together, here's why this is an easy but challenging lesson, because this really puts you in the 5-step of asking, what do I want? Why do I want it? What do I want? Why do I want it? Every day you should ask that question, what do I want? And as a deliberate creator, all of you should ask that question, what do I want and why do I want it? And then that is your asking. Step 2, God does the work. Step 3, believe, receive, and so forth and so on. So this right here helps you say, hey, what do I want and why do I want it? Does this add substance to what I'm trying to desire? Does this add substance to the community, the environment, the culture, the person, the thing? Does it add or does it take away? How does it make me feel? Does it make me feel yucky? Does it make me feel happy? Does it make me feel blissful? Does it make me feel melancholy, kind of in the middle where I don't feel any kind of way? I'm just here. You know, those type of things. So when you question those things, you add value to yourself because now you're expanding your awareness and your consciousness. And when it's just as simple as, Pastor sent me these things that make no sense, but I'm going to try these frequencies and I'm going to plug in to verify scientifically something to be true.
Yeah, and well, I kind of know that it should be that, but I didn't know that today the universe is going to let me actually feel it, right? Feel it and see it with my own eyes, so called. And it is amazing. It is amazing. Not surprised, but it is amazing, and I like it. It proves that, you know, whatever we have learned, that's the truth.
Right. And it's you doing it. That's the beauty of it. It's not Pastor's way. It's not Melissa's way. It's not Anson's way. It's not Sudi. It's not anybody's way other than your own authentic self. How Lily wants it to be. I want to experience what this frequency is going to do with no expectation. Here's how more scientific it is, kind of not to get off, but I asked the question, okay, why is this 528 love frequency so powerful? In the coast of Mexico, the Gulf of Mexico, a couple of years ago, there was a major oil spill in the 90s. And it basically polluted everything in that area. There was a group of scientists that came from Canada that built a machine that resonated or that vibrated or had the frequency of 528 along with some other frequencies of the chanting, the Sogol frequencies. And they went out there and they put this machine about 4 feet above the water. They didn't put it in the water, above the water, and they played these frequencies for 4 hours. And then the next day, all the oil had dissipated and all the marine life had came back. Matter of fact, there was more marine life that came back than it was previously. They took a water sample and the water sample was purer than what it was, and it was less than 24 hours. So scientists had to say, hey, there is something unique about this frequency because we cannot disprove it because we tested it by our measures, and this water is pure. It's habitable. But 24 hours, it was polluted with all this oil and all this crude from this major spill. So imagine 4 hours of them playing 528 along with 432 healing frequencies, your 936. Now 4 hours, look what it did to an ocean, to the Gulf of Mexico. And you can Google it and research that.
Yeah, so for the environmental engineer, listen, 528 is your frequency. It can solve a lot of problems.
Yep, absolutely. Your trees that are green are at 528. The air that we breathe is at 528. The sun is at 528. Everything that is in love is at 528 frequency. Everything.
And so before I listened to the music, I did I did a part of the homework, which is about forgiveness.
Mhm.
So I did meditate on it and think about it, and I wrote, you know, some of the things that I was going through in my mind. So, and then I did the listening to the music with my Muse on.
And it expands you so much.
Mm-hmm.
You play it, my children play it at night while they sleep.
Mm.
And we recently started playing it in our room so that we can sleep better.
Yeah.
Calms you down, it's peaceful.
Okay. So I did the meditation for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So the first 5, I was not listening. And then in the middle, I plugged on, you know, I mean, I was using the Muse, but I didn't plug on the music for the first 5.
Okay.
The second half, then I plug in the music, and then I can feel it immediately on the right side of my brain. And I keep hearing birds.
Mm. So you did a test 5 minutes before and then 5 minutes after to see.
Yeah. So there is a difference.
Look how quickly, almost immediately from the 5 minutes to the 6 minute, technically, to the 7, 8, 9, 10 at your half point. Look how quickly it changed.
Yeah. So it kind of confirmed that there's a difference even without listening, and immediate. It was almost immediate. I was surprised. I said, I hear birds. Oh.
And when I meditate, that's what I put on.
Oh, okay.
Or I go outside. It's the equivalent of going outside early in the morning and hearing the birds chirping. And you're taking that morning fresh breath.
I know, but Vancouver is too cold.
I was too cold.
Too wet and too cold.
Too wet, well, on a good day.
Mm-hmm.
On a perfect day.
Okay. Good.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, which also answers question 4. Why is it necessary to meditate and quiet the mind? Because what it does, it brings you into a state of peace.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does.
Calmness. Matter of fact, all the questions that you ask, you get your answer to. Because you quiet the mind. And what you've trained to do is train the mind to stop resistant thinking. And that's what we are always pushing, is stop the thoughts of resistant thinking. People can stop the thoughts of resistant thinking. Matter of fact, majority of all their issues will go away, including health, finances, relationships, everything, because it's a mindset.
But okay, but sometimes it's not fair, right? Like we are given this chip, this computer that is always running, and when we're young, we're taught to think. Right. So how can we not think?
And then pastor comes and tell you, stop thinking.
Yeah.
And what we mean is manage your thoughts.
Yeah, it's not to stop thinking, but to think positively.
Right. Think positive and manage your thoughts. Once you turn the light on, now you can organize everything in the room. Now you're not stumbling around and, oh, what is that over there? Oh, what is that over there? And you're not afraid of the things in the dark because now you can see those things.
Correct.
Okay, the thought of guilt and shame is waving at me, but I don't have to go over there because it doesn't serve me anymore because I know what it is. Oh, and there's my money. It's waving at me. I'm going to go over there and get it. Yeah. Hey, there's my health. Oh, there's fear. No fear. You don't serve me anymore. Oh, there's hate. No, you see what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where once you learn how to manage the mind, now you're at a place where now you're a better asker of what you're wanting. Now God can give you what you want because now you're not in the way. And here's a good example. When you went into that state, you always hear us say surrender. That is what we mean by surrender. That feeling right there is surrender. You let go. There was no thought other than curiosity, neutral place, curiosity. You didn't overthink it.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I'm
And,
gonna go put this on. I'm gonna do a test.
yeah, and you're not trying to control anything.
You're
You
not,
just let it be, and then you're just enjoying it, and then and it just, yeah, just be, amazed by it, right?
right, and then you got a positive result out of what you are desiring. You created the simplest thing, but yet so powerful. I want to experience what this is going to feel like. Just a simple question. What is this frequency going to do?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You pondered the question, but
Mm-hmm.
now take it a step further. What made me ask that question? I could have been thinking of this. I could have been thinking about $11.5 million. Why did I think about this frequency?
Because today, well, like Melissa and I were saying that today is a slow day. So I say, so today is a self-care day. So I'm going to do my groundwork. And I was telling her that I'm going to do some of my homework. And then she's going, oh, okay. But she started to get busy with her work.
Mm-hmm.
So I did some of my work. And then the final part was listening to the music using the Muse.
You trained yourself.
Yeah, kind of, because I've been thinking that, if we want to have improvement or progress,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I need to clear what is in me, right?
Right. Also, you upgraded yourself to now you've heard the frequency. Now it's embedded in you. Now you can share with everybody else. It doesn't take long.
Okay.
Think about how long it took for you to plug it in and hear all the birds, just like that. Immediately, because now it was downloaded immediately because you surrendered. Now your brain says, I've stored it. I've remembered it. Now we can access this anytime we want.
Oh, wow.
Anytime you want, any place, anytime. You don't have to plug in unless you really want to. Hey, I really like the way that frequency, because you've heard the tones and all the things within that frequency.
Okay. Wow.
And you might not know the whole song, but there are certain things within it that you still remember.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can always tap into it and go, ooh, there it is. Boom. I'm here. Purse, come to me. Discount.
Okay. Oh, lots of number in my account.
Absolutely. But it's that easy.
Okay. Great.
All right. So the affirmations are up to you all, because
Mm-hmm.
it's questions to ponder. And what we'd like you to do is get in the habit of writing affirmations. Mm-hmm. Affirmations confirm your beingness. The more you affirm something, the more you're going to believe that you are saying it. Does that make sense? So in other words, when I start affirming something, today is a brand new day. It's going to be the best day ever. And I'm going to share my gift and talents with the world. And I'm going to be of value to them. And they're going to be of value to me. And I'm going to love. You see that? Mm-hmm. I begin to affirm my day. Okay. Or I come into this day in God, with God, for God, by God. I live this day in God, with God, for God, by God. I'll close this day in God, with God, for God, and by God. And then I decree I am 1 month younger, handsomer, stronger, energetically vibrant, and in appearance.
Oh, wow.
That's the affirmation.
Oh, okay. Be careful. You look like a baby soon.
Hopefully not to the diaper part.
I know.
We don't want to go to the diaper part.
I think you just said that, okay, maintain my look right now, you know?
No, he wants to look younger than he is today. That's the thing.
1 month younger. 1 month younger.
Just
go ahead. Melissa?
What happened to you, Melissa?
I don't know.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not hearing you just now.
Oh, we hear you now.
Yeah. The internet the signal is not too good, in and out.
What was your question? What was your question or your statement?
Say, just maintain as is right now. Do not go younger, because then you become like baby. I mean, you don't want to be look younger, because when you look younger, you know how
I want to look young. I don't want to look old.
you don't look old.
I know. That's why I always decree 1 month younger. That way, when I'm 120, I'll still look like I'm 80.
That's good. That's good.
Never mind.
Well, here's why I do this. When you affirm your holiness, and I can affirm that I'm 1 month younger, I'm telling my cells, my body, that there is no sickness, disease, or virus that can exist in my body. I'm telling my body that it has permission to rejuvenate itself to its natural birthright of being happy and healthy. I'm giving my body permission to go beyond that is capable of. In other words, I can reverse aging, because whatever I speak, I'm going to decree, and it's going to happen. I'm 50 years old and I don't look 50, I don't think.
No.
So I still have strength and vitality, because I still want to be, I don't want to be old and feeble. I don't want to walk with a cane, because none of the masters in the Bible or any other script, you never saw them sickly. You never saw it.
Yeah, true.
You never saw Jesus sick. You never saw Buddha sick. You never saw Melchizedek sick. You never saw Abraham sick. You never saw them sick. Never saw it. So I said, wait a minute, they're not sick. Why am I going to be old and feeble? Not that I'm still going to die. I'm still going to get older, but I'm not going to be with dementia, Alzheimer's. I'm not going to have those things. I'm not going to have Parkinson's. I'm not going to have those things. I'm going to decide, okay, I want my family around, and I'm just going to die. I'm out of here. See y'all later. Check out of the body. That makes sense? So, beloved friends, as new ascended masters, pause then in this moment. Observe the place that you're in. In truth, is there anything around you in your current environment that could add anything to your substance? If you could find a way to process it or digest it, would it puff you up? It might add a few pounds if you happen to have your favorite food in front of you, but that is only to the body. Likewise, as you look upon your environment, imagine if the things around you were taken away. Would that take anything away from you? If you can feel the simple truth of this question that we're asking, then surely you can come to the sense that just beneath your involvement in the world of form, peace is already available, because love awaits on your welcome. Will the world of form seek to pull you into identification with it? Oh, yes, because that is part of the very outpicturing you once created. You held the thought in your mind, would that I create a world that I will pull me apart so much that it would distract me from the one thing that I need to do? And when it does, I can say that I'd be awake now, except that all those things or these other things and all the other people have just disappeared into a cave somewhere, or in a cell, or in a monastery, and shut out the world. Then I can know God. In other words, people want to block things out, and it doesn't work. In other words, they want to fake it till they make it, or not face reality at all. And that approach never works. Recognition is not dependent on any specific state of body or lower mind. It is not necessary to spend endless hours in meditation seeking to quiet the mind. And it's perfect that you gave the example of the Muse, because you gave a perfect illustration that within 10 minutes, technically 5, and you remember we did a couple of lessons back, I think in the 90s, saying abide 5 minutes in Christ, and you just did it. You sat in the chair as Christ for 5 minutes and surrendered and felt the aspect of God enter the body. God is love. So if God is love, God is light, that is the frequency that you have put into your body. So your body had to respond to it. Had no choice. So you put the 5 minutes of practice into, you know what? It would take me 5 minutes to meditate every single day. That's basically what you proved.
Okay.
It takes literally 5 minutes of just letting go and going from that place and then creating and then have the perfect day, have the perfect experience, have what you're desiring. Calling that law of attraction or that reaping and sowing into your experience.
So do I create during my meditation? Oh, okay.
What you're doing is while you're meditating, you're not thinking about anything. But then all of a sudden you get a revelation when you come out, hey, what do I want and why do I want it? Today I want to be a creator I want to be compassionate towards someone who is sick and I want to heal them. Or I want to create a lot of money. Or I want an adventure and I go climb a rock or a mountain or jump out of a plane or something.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
In other words, you're tapped in. In other words, it doesn't matter when you do it because once you get used to that feeling that you felt and you can go to it, you can manifest any place, anytime. Easily. And this is why we say it's too easy. We learn how to tap into that frequency.
Okay.
So money is frequency.
So
now,
what's the frequency of money? What's the frequency of money?
888.
I know that.
Then you know the frequency of money.
Okay.
All right. It is only necessary to withdraw value from what arises in the field of the lower mind, so that quite naturally what arises, what is recognized, is the perfect value that is held in your prior union with God. And this is what you experience. You, in that 5 minutes, experience one with God. Perfect surrender, perfect peace, perfect awareness, perfect enlightenment. And it didn't take a lot of effort. You didn't have to.
I know, I was thinking like, is that it? So easy? That's it?
But the body has to go through these rituals when it doesn't have to. You can do it just like you did, just that fast, and that quickly and that easily.
Okay.
This is why awakening, salvation, or enlightenment is not a change at all, merely a recognition of what has always been and what will always be eternally. Name of the game is eternity. So now you get better and better and better and better at what you're practicing. The more you practice it, the better you build up the habit, the more you create that type of consciousness. And then what's good about it is you stop looking at judgment, not that you had. You stop looking at separation, not that you had. But you stop looking at those things, but then you start looking at everything as good, holy, and beautiful. Now that becomes the natural language. I have a friend every day, she sends me something that's negative on the news, and I send her something positive. So we have this war every day.
Yeah.
People got shot in Oklahoma, and it's always focused on the negative. And I said, well, we bless them. We pray for the family. We send them love. I said, but at the end of the day, we can't change it. Can't change people, can't change the world. But how much more of God's beauty can I point at? But if I always point at the negative things, what am I always going to see? Oh, this is a sinful world. It's the time is coming. Oh, judgment day around the corner. And that's what you hear. And they build up this big old fear base about these things that come. And I go, well, what about that beautiful flower that blossomed that is all these assorted colors? What about this cloud What about the sun on a perfect day? What about the rain and the cold, even in Canada?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pastor, Pastor, believe
Yes.
it or not, last Saturday, Lily was telling me, oh,
She got broken off again.
You broke up on your internet.
I know. Because I think she's driving.
then she said, then I said, oh, I wish I have that rain, you know. Guess what? Wednesday is raining. Thursday is raining.
Y'all pray for this crazy rain, huh?
I feel a little bit guilty, you know, because the temperature on Tuesday is 80 something. On Wednesday, drastic to 60 59 or something like that.
Yep. Y'all pray for rain. We prayed for rain, and now we get rain. I just prayed for rain yesterday.
Oh, you
pray for rain yesterday because it was too hot. And my kids ain't been watering my plants right. Cutting all my fruit trees. Plus, I don't want to pay a big water bill. Rain free.
So I was telling, oh, it's so unusual. It's raining in the middle. You know, it has been crazy. Last night was warmer.
Mm-hmm.
The night before was colder.
Right.
Oh, it's crazy.
No, that's your power. Doesn't it say, let them have dominion over how much of the earth?
Huh?
Let them have dominion over how much of the earth? All. That's the weather, that's the everything, the animals, the fish, the birds, the air, the water, everything. You're in control. You're in control. Once you understand you're in control, be in control. In other words, Lily is the captain of the ship.
Okay.
Melissa is the captain of the ship. You're the driver. You're the director, the writer, the actor, the stuntman. You sit in the big chair. You got the star on the door.
Mm-hmm.
You're it.
But doesn't mean the weather will go haywire because it's not according to the norm anymore. It's according to each of our desire.
Yeah, that's how weather is. It's on your weather is based on your emotions. It really is. Mm-hmm. There are the cycles. Mm-hmm. There are the cycles that have to happen within the earth geographically. You already know this in terms of the cycles of the sea. You already, but in terms of everything else, we control it. We control it. If everybody starts saying, oh, there's going to be a earthquake in California, then all of a sudden we get an earthquake.
Don't say that.
Well, we do. Y'all wanted rain, and all of a sudden we got rain, and you don't even live in California.
But we're getting sun, I think, tomorrow onwards.
So we get rain, you get sun. Everybody's happy. The beginning statement was, it's always wet and cold here in Canada. Now you get perfect weather, we get wet weather. Mm-hmm. And it's okay. Some people love the perfect days, so then you get the perfect days. In other words, everybody gets a chance to control the weather. Everybody gets a chance to control these. Everybody, the first should be last and the last should be first. Everybody gets a chance.
Okay. Yeah.
It's equal for everybody. Mm-hmm. You just happen to learn how to tap into it. This is why Jesus did so many miracles on that level, because he understood. He understood the 5 elements. He understood he was one with God. He was God. He understood that he had dominion over all of the earth. he understood that he could go within and get anything that he wanted out. He could read the minds of the people because he could use it intuitively.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing for you.
Is that why sometimes when we want to go to somewhere and then we see on the forecast it's going to rain,
Mm-hmm.
I'm always the positive one. I said just go, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't rain. It's just cloudy, like going to rain, but it didn't rain. It's still dry, and then we had a good day.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time we leave, and then it started raining.
Because you wanted that experience. You asked step one, hey, I know what the news says. Here's where faith comes in. Here's where this is so beautiful. You saw the news that said this is what's going to happen in this area in terms of weather. Confirmed. They have machines and satellites and computers and balloons and all these things. You came along and said, you know what? I don't want that. I want us as a family to have a great time, have a great experience, not too hot, not too cold, whatever the case might be. You get there for a few hours, no rain. Soon as you leave, what happened? The people back there, they're running in the car with no umbrella. I didn't know it was going to rain.
Yeah.
That is because you believed in it so much.
Mm.
That's why. You didn't let the news dictate your desire. You didn't let the news put fear in you on, oh, it says it's going to rain, so we can't go. We got to cancel the trip until another day. Nope, let's go. But mommy, it's going to, nope, let's go. But the news, let's go.
Yeah.
You change that while you're there, because every place the sole of your foot should tread upon, you have dominion. You exercise that. This is what we mean by that. Literally.
Wow.
You're in control. Does it happen all the time? Of course not. Sometimes we believe to that level and sometimes we don't believe to that level.
But some people would think that I'm either crazy one or snobbish, always going against.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And that's because they don't understand. They never understood any of the masters. They never understood it. They were peculiar. That's why you're peculiar. Oh. You're supposed to be different. If you like everybody else, this would not work for you. This teaching would not work for you if you was like everybody else.
Oh.
So now you get resistance because in truth, they see the prosperity. They see the power. But in their mind is doubt. Oh, that's a coincidence.
Yeah.
Oh, that it was going to happen that way anyway. Oh, you just think you're all that in a bag of chips, Lily.
I know. But
at the end of the day, they want what you want. They want what you have.
Oh.
So, Pastor.
Yes.
Does it mean that okay? So meaning this teaching is not for everyone, right?
It's for everybody, but everybody ain't going to accept it.
Exactly. So it's for everyone. However, not everybody will follow or to practice, and so the numbers become smaller and smaller. From a big pie, it becomes smaller and smaller, right? The group now, meaning only the like-minded people will be attracted to this, right?
Correct.
Okay. So meaning also it has to depend on that person, individual. It depends on individual timing, right?
Correct. Their timing, not mine.
Yeah.
They come in my experience because I draw them, I plant a seed, they stay or they go. My job is not to worry about it. It's not my job. If they come back, great. If they don't, great. It doesn't add value to me one way or the other. It doesn't change me one way or the other. Before, I used to get upset. Where's all the members at? Where are they at? I'm the greatest preacher ever. Don't you know that?
Don't say it like that.
And nobody would come, and my feelings would get hurt. And I said, well, you know what? Everybody's not going to accept this teaching, and it's okay. And it's okay. Because my job is to serve. Love, serve, and remember. That's my job. Love, serve, remember. So if I can love as many people and wake as many people up as possible, but the real truth is the more people I meet, the more I learn about myself, the more I expand my consciousness, the more I go out. Now I can love this person, even though they don't agree with this, I can still love them the same because we don't have to talk about this. We can talk about basketball. We can talk about hockey. We can talk about martial art. We can talk about things that they like. We don't have to talk about this. Because my beingness is this. It's going to be in my talk. It's going to be in my behavior. It's going to be in my actions.
Okay, Pastor. So
Yeah.
if our mission is to influence people, to influence the world, and not everybody. I mean, we cannot be everywhere we go. We talk about this. It depends on how receptive people are, right? Just like you say, if you meet someone, they want to speak. They want to talk about soccer. You'll talk about soccer.
Talk about it in love.
Huh?
Talk about soccer in love.
Yeah. So meaning that what my question is, we would not be constantly speaking about awakening. We hope to.
Correct.
And in that, okay, will God see that we are not doing our job?
No, it doesn't work that way. Because once you practice unconditional love, whether you talk directly like this or indirectly like this, the one thing they're going to feel from you that they're going to know true is love. You love them regardless of whatever their opinion is, whatever their behavior is, whatever their action is. It doesn't matter because they know at the end of the day, Melissa loves them genuinely. You don't have to talk about this. Once you start saying, hey, you don't have to walk around and say, hey, this is what I believe. You have to wake up because you're asleep, dummy. No. When they come into your experience, whatever that experience is, be happy. Enjoy the experience. Be blissful about it. Because that is the true awakening. You don't have to go through this whole thing, through this whole paper. You don't have to do that because just the coming together and building that relationship of love alone, you've taught them this. If we've taught you nothing else in this lesson, we've taught you unconditional love. We taught you forgiveness. We taught you peace. We taught you compassion. We taught you patience. We taught you self-love. That's the whole teaching.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So no, you're not gonna. So here's the best answer. You are already a walking billboard of this teaching just by entering the room, just by meeting the people you meet. They're gonna feel this on you. Wow, Lily has love on her. Wow, Melissa has love on her. Anton has love on him. Wow, I feel that love. Just like when Sudi was helping a young lady with a problem, he showed her love and she felt that love. He didn't give up on her and there was no judgment, there was no separation, but he didn't go, oh, I love you. He didn't go hug the girl because that'd be inappropriate. Because at school. He didn't have to do those things, but even though we teach it, right? But he did it in a way where she got the seed planted. And not only that, her grade improved and her health improved. So now you see, you don't have to always talk about that. Just live this. The best way to live this is say, hey, every day I'm gonna live. My life purpose is to be happy. Let that be your life purpose. My life purpose is to be joyful. My life purpose is to be abundant, healthy, prosperous. If you're going to have a life purpose, let it be that. That is the teaching. And then when they start asking other questions, your spirit will know when to teach them and when not to teach them. You'll know, because you'll get some resistance. You'll say, okay, they're not ready for that. It's okay. We don't have to talk about that, because I don't want to lose this separation, even though it's okay for us to come together and separate. It's okay. But at the end of the day, I want to always maintain that balance between me and them, whether if they go away or not, whether they're in the same family as what I'm thinking or not. I still want, hey, you're my brother, you're my sister. I don't care what circle you go to, where you're at. I still love you all. And you cannot offend me. I'm unoffendable. Pastor, you're teaching this, you're teaching that, da, da, da. I still love you. We don't have to, we ain't got to talk about that. What do you like to talk about?
Yeah, true.
Balance. But what people want to do is, I'm right, you're wrong. This teaching or no teaching, this is why you're struggling, because you didn't do what I said. Now you push people away because now you want to control them. And nobody wants to be controlled. And nobody, here's the thing, nobody wants their belief to be challenged.
Yes.
Everybody wants you to believe how they want you to believe. If people could send you an advanced text, okay, Lily, this is Pastor, you need to behave this way in order us to have a good relationship, because if you don't, we're going to have problems.
Delete.
Exactly. Unfriend.
Delete. And I never seen that message before.
Right? But this is how people think. This is how they think. When it comes to their believing, I don't care if it's religion, I don't care if it's money, I don't care if it's whatever. If they are set in a believing, it is hard, impossible to change that belief.
Yes.
So we influence. We let them see the love and the light in us. That's the best way to show them. I'd rather you see my life, because the words are not going to do anything. See the prosperity, see the abundance, see the health, see the countenance of joy on my face. Every time you see me, I get so many cramps in my cheeks because I'm smiling all the time. Who gets cramps in their cheeks? I do. Smile at everything. Smile at things that people go, oh, that's ugly. And I'm going, oh, that is so beautiful. Oh, that stinks. Oh, man, that's the best smell. Because it's only temporary. People will take a temporary moment and make that the now. And then the emotion comes with it. And then all of a sudden, now they've inadvertently did the 5 steps. And now they go through the experience. Well, why did this happen to me? This is what you wanted. I didn't want that, Pastor. Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Accept the responsibility of it. Does that kind of help you understand, Melissa, a little bit? Yes. Good.
Yes.
That's a good one. Before she can answer, you answered. Yes.
Yeah. He seems to be able to know me what I'm thinking.
All right. Any questions, comments, concerns?
Everything's good.
Everything's good. Oh, on the 24th and the 25th, there won't be no service.
Okay.
So we will resume the following Sunday, the 1st.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 24th, 25th. So if you need me, just send me an email, send me a text, send me a WhatsApp. I'll answer you. But I'm going to go celebrate my 50th birthday.
Not 40th.
Well, I can go backwards.
Mhm.
Might even go 30, but those are bad times, so no 30s.
I know. I was thinking that I want to be, like 20 years younger. No, that's not enough.
Nah, I thought that too, and I went, no, not 20.
Yes, it's good.
39, 40, good. Anson's age is a good age.
Oh,
Well, he's wise. He's wise. I want Anson's age in his mind.
when he was very small, he seems mature for his age anyway.
And it shows. That's why everybody always says he has an old soul.
Yeah, but I don't understand. I'm still young, right? How did I get an old soul for my son?
Well, because he understands. He's able to follow the five very easily.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now that he understands how it works and functions, now it's easy for him to go and practice it. To say, you know what, I'm good at changing the energy and my situation. So, that makes sense?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Anson says he lost count after 21.
So yeah, 21.
He said he lost count after 21.
For a long time, I have been 28.
For 20.
For a long time, I've been 28 years old.
That's a good age to be.
It was okay, but I guess when I'm 40, I kind of felt better.
Okay, you had to move up.
Yeah, I need to have more vitality because I got here. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Any other questions, comments, concerns?
No, so I'm going to continue to do my exploration.
Absolutely. And I will be checking in on you all in the spirit and praying for you all. Love you all. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for joining. We appreciate it. And we'll see you on the
December
1st.
December 1st. See you then.
Okay, bye-bye.